Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use, tips a balance in favor of fair use. Okay, this is a little different from what I usually cover, but I've been wanting to cover this. And mind you, I had been a Tony Robbins fan. When I was a young woman, I was always purchasing his success courses and things like that, which when I was following him was a lot of neuro-linguistic programming. What they always do is they harness something that's already been done and then they repackage it and tell you to pay thousands of dollars for it. So this is from NBC News. Tony Robbins accused of sexual misconduct, berating abuse victims. If you guys haven't figured out yet, the rich don't have to follow the rules that we do, just in case anybody was confused about all of it. Tony Robbins has been accused of making inappropriate sexual advances on fans and staff and berating abuse victims in a report released by BuzzFeed News. It's disappointing. May 17th, 2019, by Daniela Silva and Chelsea Domberg. Self-help guru, always watch that word, you guys, be honest. Be very wary of the guru word. Has been accused of making inappropriate sexual advances on fans, which I'm guessing young women, I don't know, and staff, which there's the power differential, and berating abuse victims in an investigation published by BuzzFeed News on Friday. BuzzFeed said the report stemmed from an investigation that was based on leaked recordings, internal documents related to Robbins' work, and a series of interviews with fans and insiders. The allegations include sexual misconduct or harassment that took place in the 1990s and early 2000s, before he married his second wife. Notice how they gotta throw that in there. Like, you know, since he wasn't married, it was okay to do that stuff. As well as claims Robbins berated victims of rape or domestic abuse during his self-help sessions. NBC News has not been able to speak to BuzzFeed's unidentified sources. That's part of news, that you don't have to identify sources to keep them safe. It was not clear how many women BuzzFeed spoke to for its report. Robbins vehemently denied the claims in a response on the website Medium on Friday. Where have we heard this before, you guys? I mean, innocent till proven guilty. But you ever notice it's always the same? You ever notice every single case is always the same? Deny, deny, deny. Response on the website Medium on Friday, saying in part that the news outlet was publishing an inaccurate, agenda-driven. It's always agenda-driven, you guys. Or wait, let's see, what did Rinder say? He said smear campaign? Or what's the other one? The money grab. I think Rinder used to always say it's a money grab. Everything was a money grab. Agenda-driven versions of the past, pierced with falsehoods. Didn't Diddy kind of say some very similar things to this? Must be a coincidence, huh? It is intended to disparage me personally. Oh, this should be good, you guys. Don't you guys wonder what PR agent wrote this for him? I do. They never want to be accountable. I'm just saying, in my opinion, I believe he's guilty. And I really looked up to him for many years. You just have to know these people. It is intended to disparage me personally. Ooh, my family, my life's work. How many times has P. Diddy said that all of the things going on with him, that it is to take away his empire that he worked so hard to build? Nothing about the victims, though. You ever notice that? And the efforts of the millions of individuals around the globe. Listen to this, you guys. Narcissism much? The efforts of the millions of individuals around the globe who have taken this journey with me over the last 40 plus years, Robbins wrote, in which he got very wealthy on, of course, right? Just like the churches, just like all these folks. Robbins said BuzzFeed News reporters rejected and otherwise ignored factual accounts. Well, I mean, in fairness to this NBC, I guess they do have to give both sides. Robbins said BuzzFeed News reporters rejected and otherwise ignored factual accounts from individuals, the ones with no names, and said others contacted him to let us know that you attempted to manipulate their testimony. Imagine, the mindset to say something like that. What would be the motivation that a news reporter would manipulate a testimony? Think about that. And in some cases even ignored their legal counsel when they pointed out inaccuracies and mischaracterizations of their clients' personal accounts at the hands of your reporters. Never said he's innocent, though, did he? Sound familiar, doesn't it? It's always the same. The motivational speaker has a massive following worldwide, a multi-billion-dollar business, and has been associated with celebrities. Yeah, that means, isn't that great that he's associated with celebrities? Like as if that gives you street cred. And well-known figures such as Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, oh, how wonderful. The Kardashians, oh, now that is something to be proud of. Oprah Winfrey and Pitbull. I mean, just think about that statement, you guys. If you know, you know. In a statement to NBC News, BuzzFeed said its reporting was based on records of Mr. Robbins berating victims of RAPE and domestic violence, and the testimony of former staffers and followers who accused him of inappropriate sexual advances. They don't have to follow the rules, don't you get it? I was just watching a video yesterday. I forget the guy's name. I should go back and look. There was this guy in Utah who was like second generation of this big church. I forget which church. It was one of the, I can't remember. I think it was related to Mormonism. One of those sects. And I watched the whole video, and there was all kinds of evidence and witness testimony of him R-ing his own sisters when they were 4 or 5 years old. When I say evidence, it was insane. And this guy waltzed in there and he was talking to the cops like he was their buddy, and to me, that was that entitlement. And one of the cops just looked at him because some of the stuff he was saying, one of the cops just, it was so funny. The cop was so disgusted, he just walked out. So it's all related. I'm going to go back and see if I can find that video. It does not appear that Mr. Robbins read the story itself. Of course not. before he published his open letter, which contains a number of don't you just love their words? The public relations agents always use the same words. Demonstrably false. Not just false, you guys, demonstrably false. They probably have recordings and everything, but they'll still... Look at how long it took for this whole Diddy stuff to come out, and there's a lot more to that. Demonstrably false and defamatory claims. See, when you talk about rich people and the things that they do now, it's defamatory. About both our reporting and the resulting article, the statement said. Does this also remind you how they're going after certain so-called influencers or YouTubers? And I'm talking about more of like the straight-laced, just everyday ones like us. A BuzzFeed spokesperson said they deny the claims Robbins made about the reporting. Yeah, like reporting is free. See, they can't stand to be caught. They hate to be caught because the narcissistic, what's the word I'm looking for? Their reputation, their false image that they portrayed everyone. One thing they can't stand is to be called out on what they're doing. I personally believe he's guilty, such as rejecting or ignoring factual accounts. Robbins previously apologized in April 2018. Isn't that interesting, you guys? Sound familiar? After a leaked video revealed him saying the Me Too movement was an excuse for some women to get significance by attacking and destroying someone else. He said, I liked him when I was younger, but then as the years went by and I got older, I was seeing things that he did that like kind of gave me a creep factor, like a real super creep factor, and I think my intuition was right. So I will leave a link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you choose. Otherwise, have an amazing day or night wherever you are. Peace.